think my house is haunted and I'm freaking out. Like, I'm literally shaking. So we're building a fence, and back here, we dug a hole. There is a rolled up carpet buried underground. They are sending detectives and cadaver dogs here in the next hour. You guys, they have recovered the hole.
Today, we're going to be discussing a topic that really grinds my gears. We need to talk about the suspicious rug lady situation on TikTok because it is absolutely insane. As I mentioned in my previous video, this month I'm posting spooky topics, and this one is no different. Okay, so imagine this. You just moved into a new home that you absolutely love. It's in a great neighborhood. It's all you've ever wanted. But there are a few things that you wanted to fix up or change up a bit around there, like putting in a new fence. And when you started the process, as you were digging to put in this new fence, you find a rolled up rug buried in your backyard. And of course, your immediate thought, especially if you watch any type of true crime, is that there must be something rolled up in this rug, like an unalived body. So of course, the police and news outlets got involved.
We've seen 6 officers at one point with shovels and hose digging into the ground.
And you will not believe what they found in that rolled up rug. But let me not get too ahead of myself. Let me introduce you to this TikToker by the name of Katie, who took us all on a journey to find out what was rolled up in a rug and buried in her backyard. So Katie had just moved into a new home that she seemed to really love. But then one day she posted on TikTok that her house may be haunted. She claimed her laptop was smashed and one of her face cream was moved or something.
I think my house is haunted and I'm freaking out. Like, I'm literally shaking. This is my sunroom. This is where I work. I sit here every day. There's a playroom here, doors here. This is the space. I worked in here last night until about 6:30. Everything was fine. Shut my laptop. We close these doors so the dogs don't come in here at night. No one is in this room. I'm down this morning to work. The screen shattered. This stuff down here. This hanging off. But the fucking kicker for me is that this that only goes on this shelf and only goes on this shelf ever, up here. Why? I've never put it there. I don't put it here. My phone sits there when I work. Why was that there?
And even her son's phone that he put on a charger the night before woke up to being 3%, and that was apparently concerning to her.
This morning, my stepson, I heard him call his dad in and say, hey, like, this is so weird. When I went to bed, my phone was at 100% on the charger, and he woke up and it was at 3%. And now I have all these people saying that, like, ghosts steal energy, and that's like how they shit up. And what are the odds that the same night that his phone just randomly goes from 100 to 3% is the same night my computer gets broken and stuff gets moved around?
Then her TikTok quickly escalated as she begins to explain that while they were building a fence in their backyard, as they were digging, they found a rolled up carpet.
This bit of important information. So we're building a fence, and back here we dug a hole. There is a rolled up carpet buried underground that we came across as we were digging this hole. Rolled up carpet.
Then of course she goes on to show proof of this rug being buried.
I'll move it. How is he that? Is the door shut?
How deep is that? Like at least 2 feet?
Almost.
And turns out whoever had buried that rug decided to plant a tree right on top of it.
Okay, so a tree was planted above the rug, and it is called a blood good because this was in the hole.
Super suspicious, right? Well, this story only gets more and more sus from here, and not for the reasons you may be thinking though. Well, as you can imagine, this rug fiasco got everyone so invested, and she gained millions of views. Everyone was telling her to call the cops, and she did.
Okay, I finally did it. I called the police. They're sending someone here. I called and I said, hey, I don't know if this matters, but there is a rug buried underground at my house. The cops are here.
Oh, man, yeah, I see that it's like a tassel. It's like the end of it. Geez, I don't even know. Carpet. Fuck. I was to say it's not, to 6 feet long. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, there's just something like weird.
Katie was almost convinced that it was her neighbor who passed away that may be haunting her house.
Police were here yesterday looking at the carpet and deciding what to do. He mentioned that he was the one who came when the next door neighbor died. My neighbor died in their house. She can't haunt a house that is literally destroyed, right? Like, who gonna haunt? That's no fun. That would be boring. Why not haunt the next door neighbor? The same day that my computer gets broken and my desk gets strewn about, they started boarding up the dead lady's house. Feels sus. It feels like, hey, if they're gonna board up my house, I'm just gonna hop over to the next house and haunt them and their day up.
But I just can't get over this enthusiasm and excitement she's displaying in these videos.
First, the cops also think it's weird as and they were like talking about calling homicide. They were talking about how they'd have to get excavators out here. Like, they were fully invested just as much as we all are. And then he was like, okay, let me call my boss man and we will figure out what to do. And I was like, oh my God, they're gonna call homicide? This is fucking nuts. I'm gonna be in my own episode of true crime. R.I.P. Truly. R.I.P. But holy shit, would that not be kind of cool?
As if she wants there to be a dead body. Super bizarre to me. However, the topic of this rug became worldwide news. I was following it too. I couldn't wait to see what's in that rug.
Rug that was discovered buried in a backyard on the home in East Columbus. This is gaining major attention after a series of videos went viral on TikTok. And right now, police are continuing their investigation into what could be covered by that rug.
Now, at one point, an officer was chest deep in this hole, and the front of the woman's home is roped off by police with the crime scene search unit right out front.
Katie used this to her advantage and was stringing her audience along every step of the way. Let me just say, she gained 2 million followers over this rug. It's mind-blowing, and she's known as the rug lady. But long story short, the news and police get involved.
So we were building a fence, and we, through digging a post hole, came across a carpet.
10 TV's Tara Jabor is joining us now live on scene with the latest from police. Tara?
Well, Kiara, we just heard from Columbus police. They told us they don't have an update at this time, but police have been digging behind this home since about 9:30 this morning. Now, a lot of people have been showing up to the home to see what exactly is going on. Neighbors tell me that this isn't normal. It's a tight-knit community. So you can see right behind me, police have set up that tent. They were digging underneath that tent, but right now it seems like they're not digging anymore.
They sent excavators and cadaver dogs to go sort things out.
I just got off the phone with homicide. They just called me. They are sending detectives and cadaver dogs here in the next hour. We want to take a look at this rug. He said if the dogs do note something, your house is about to become a fiasco. As long as they do not note to human remains, then we can proceed with the dig at 4:30 p.m. EST.
Again, that excitement in her tone is just weird AF to me. Well, interesting enough, apparently the moment that cadaver dogs got there, they went and sat right next to that hole.
I'm going to insert here the video of the dogs marking.
Meaning they probably felt or smelt something fishy, right? Well, that prompted detectives to proceed with digging out that rug because, of course, they weren't gonna start digging until they get confirmation that there may be something there. And so as Katie sat around to find out what's in that carpet, I found it strange that she had a so-called digging party with her friends.
Okay, so I'm sitting outside with my friends who were actually the ones that were here for the dig party.
She kept talking about how famous she's getting and started selling merch during all of this before they discovered what was in the rug. Like, this merch is actually mind-blowing, the audacity, like. And she did get some pushback for this from the audience. She also went on to talk about how she better be on a true crime podcast.
This has taken a fucking twist. And if I don't get on a murder podcast after this, I'm gonna be pissed.
To me, it just seemed like she was overly excited about this incoming fame she was getting over this mysterious rug. And people started questioning the excitement and motives, just feeling super suspicious about the whole thing because she kept stringing people along.
Okay, so everybody's here. There's a tent set up and there's 9 police officers. So homicide is here and missing persons. And now CSI is bringing the shovels out. Okay, they're digging. They've been digging. And there's 6 of them. We still don't know anything. The dogs could have had a bad day, had an off scent.
Okay, and we have an excavator trying to not break my fence, which would be greatly appreciated.
I don't know what's going on, but they did just stop digging. There's 15 of them, and they're just kind of all standing around like, I don't know if they're thinking about next steps. I don't know what's happening.
But after so many cliffhangers, she finally had to come out and reveal what's really inside that rug.
You guys, they have recovered the hole, and this has been the most absurd, insane experience of my life. What did they find? No, they didn't find a body. They found a mother effing rug with some rubber.
Yeah, so surprise, just a rug with some rubber. But she still tries to connect this to her house somehow being haunted and continues to perpetuate that her dead neighbor may be the one haunting her.
The question remains of why did the dogs hit? I don't know. Both dogs, not just one, two. I don't know. The other question remains is who broke my laptop? Who broke my laptop? Who broke the laptop? Because we've still got the next door neighbor that died the day I moved in. Her house got boarded up the day my computer got broken. So I don't know. The mystery of the effing rug is solved, and there is no body.
She's really trying to grasp for views at this point because people started losing interest once the rug situation was resolved. So now her next drift was to talk about how she's been hacked or robbed.
You know you've made it when you get hacked and robbed. I got robbed. Anything I've made from my lives is gone. Should I take this as a compliment? Do I take this as there's criminals who are watching my TikToks? We're trying to make light of it. As we know, this is how I handle things. I'm so angry. I got robbed. I'm famous.
And then this really made her audience and even creators really start questioning her narrative. Could she be making all of this up for views? Did she just use police resources for TikTok fame? Because now that she no longer has people invested in the rug in her backyard, she continues to post videos like these.
This square is cut out, and if I remove this tape, I can actually pick it up and see the earth below. I just taped it up. I thought nothing of it, put the dog bed over it, called it a day. Now I question things. I've never had a sunroom. Maybe every sunroom has this. Every sunroom just has a square that a human body could fit down if they wanted to, and they leave it open it any time they feel like it. Maybe that's what every sunroom has. That's what I want you to tell me. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want you to say. I don't want you to say that it's not normal, because then why the there?
Acting like she's convinced there's something in her tiling. So she goes on and tries to investigate, and you won't believe, she finds a carpet again.
There's carpet. Wait, I'm actually kind of freaked out.
Mind-blowing, isn't it? Like, really, girly pop, you got your 15-second of fame. You can stop now. I think now she knows her audience is there for true crime content, and some of them really are convinced that because the cadaver dogs sat right next to the hole, that maybe there is a body somewhere buried around or in her house. So she's literally milking all of this. But at this point, people really started catching on to her grift.
But is anyone else getting weird vibes from Rug Girl? Like the fact that she keeps overly boosting, ooh, I'm famous, like, what? Just posted some video about how apparently her TikTok got robbed and she lost all of her money. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm from Canada and I can't get paid from TikTok in the first place, but like, I don't think potentially finding a dead body should be about money.
I mean, every video she still posts is still somehow dragging on this mysterious situation, and it seems like it's all an act. I think the Do We Know It podcast said it perfectly.
She's getting so many gifts. Really it's insane. They got the entire world drinking this. Yeah. Ooh, and me. I was like, I'm gonna have to move. This is scary. You're gonna have to move. Girl, you would have opened up. Yeah, she would have made it like, a spectacle, honestly. If that was a dead body, she would have been doing backflips. To me, she seems like, even look at her, like she's like, fuck, what am I gonna do now? I mean, also, maybe, oh my God,
at this point. It was 193,000, and I just said it was 162,000 a second ago. It was so many eyes on her. I don't know if she was just nervous, but it does look a little bit like she's disappointed. Maybe we're reading too much into it.
She's panicking because she's gonna let down all of these people, which, like, I guess valid, but also, like, maybe you shouldn't have done this.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have brought them along for the ride.
This made the rug lady so mad, and she came on to say that they were bullying her, and basically everyone questioning her motives is bullying her.
I just wanted to come on here really quickly and let you know that what you will never see on my page is being really and spreading misinformation, spreading lies, and making a random 34-year-old mom in Ohio cry. That's what you won't see. I just had the pleasure of watching an hour-and-a-half podcast of these two really, really kind girls talk about me and call me a clout goblin about 765 times. What I find to be ironic is that they have an hour-and-a-half podcast talking about me. So who is the one chasing the clout here? I don't know, but I don't think it's me. I don't think it's me. A lovely DM asking to send them screenshots so that I can prove all of their lies wrong. Will they give a shit? Probably not. They don't seem like the kind of girls who would.
I'm sorry, but that is just absolutely absurd. Let me be clear, there was absolutely nothing inside that rug. And this lady went on to broadcast it to the whole world. Got the news, investigators involved, wasting everyone's time and money, all for her to get famous on TikTok. Here she is now bragging about how she's always been a great storyteller, and apparently she used to be in the entertainment industry, but that flopped.
Get ready with me to go on a podcast. I'm feeling very excited, very appreciative, and I just really wanted to say thank you to anyone who has enjoyed my storytelling. When I was a kid, my nickname was Action News. Literally since before I can remember, I have been a yapper. I love to talk, I like to build relationships, it is my passion. It is what I do for a living. Did I think finding a rug 13 years after I had quit the entertainment industry was going to potentially change the trajectory of my life? No.
And thankfully it was her dead neighbor that finally made her famous. Yay, congrats. You want a cookie?
Am I now oddly appreciative of my ghostly neighbor that decided to shatter my computer and bring me to all of you? Yes. I went from being very pissed at the neighbor ghost to very appreciative, very understanding. She's very demure. She had bigger plans for me.
That should tell you everything. Some people will just do anything for clout at this point. And again, I can't believe she's not in trouble with the law somehow for wasting their time and resources. And the fact that she has kids, and at some point she called random strangers on the internet over with their shovel to help her dig this carpet, like, that can get dangerous, girly. And now everyone knows where you live. So I hope those views were worth it. The internet is just a circus, and I'm gonna go dig up my tree now. Peace.